Let me see if I can find myself. Hi, Elaine. Can you hear me okay? Can you see everything okay? Hi, Helen. Hi, Anne. Hi, Karen. Just have a drink while everybody's getting here. Hi, Wilbur. You can see and hear okay. That's brilliant. As you can see, I've got all the measurements for you, and I've even done my nails for you as well. Don't look too close though. They're not that professional. Hi, Sue. Hi, Paula. Well, aren't you being spoilt this week? You had Phil last night, me tonight, Phil tomorrow on Hobby Maker. Hi, Jeanette. Thursday night happy hour. Hi, Lee. Hi, Karen. How was your holiday, Karen? I bet it's cold back here, isn't it? You looking forward to it, Pam? I must remember to keep looking at my iPad so that I can see the comments. Hi, Vicky. Trudy. Hey, Helen, you're here. I was just a little bit early. I wanted to make sure that everything was up and working okay, and it was. Just see my iPad just here, so I'll move that out of the way. Although not too far, because otherwise I won't be able to read it. Oh, brilliant, David. I'm pleased you found us. Off to Kefalonia. Oh, wow. Well, I'm going to Norfolk. Let's just hope it's nice weather. Hi, Annette. Oh, everybody's turning up now. It is only just gone 7 o'clock. Pam, Phil is on Hobby Maker tomorrow at 1 till 3. So he's 1 till 2 and then 2 till 3 and then it's 4 till 5. So he's got 3 hours tomorrow. No, you're not late at all, Nina. We haven't started. I'm busy saying hello to everybody. Vicky, we're going to North Walsham. Whereabouts are you in Norfolk? Are you on holiday at the minute? Oh, there you go. Karen's put the times up for you that Phil's on tomorrow. I'm sure we'll be wishing him the best of luck. Hi, Janice. I think they might put up with him for 3 hours, David. They might not invite him back again, but they'll probably put up with him for 3 hours. Hi, Wendy. Oh, you live in Norwich, do you? Ah, brilliant. Yeah, we're in North Walsham for 2 weeks, and then in October we're going to just outside of Fakenham. We've got a caravan, so we go out and about in the caravan. Right, I think we'll start. I haven't got the card to show you that we're doing tonight, because obviously it was sent away for... Oh, you're in Norfolk, in Norwich too, are you, Wendy? Ah, brilliant. Yeah, the card was sent away as a sample, so I haven't got the card with me, but I'm sure you'll have seen the picture that has been on Facebook. So Phil, in one of his lives, asked me to reproduce it because he thought all you lovely lot would like to see how it was done. And it's a technique called partial die cutting. And you will have seen the dies. Now this is going to reflect on here, I know it is, so I'll try and tilt them. Just wait for my iPad to catch up. Oh yeah, we've managed to get the glare off them. So you can see that they're all, well, as in the title, layered differently. So all the dies are different shapes, they all fit inside each other. You can mix and match. There's 2 rectangles and there's 2 squares. We're working with the rectangle ones tonight. Sorry about the glare from my light. Let's take it out of the packaging and then you can see it a little bit better. You can probably see from the dies themselves that I turn over the ones that I'm using. So on this one you can see, let's turn it this way, you can see that I've turned over the ones that I'm using. So we're using 2 out of this set, and that one is the Elegance rectangles, and I'm using 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3 out of this one, and that one is the Ornate rectangles. Yep, that's right. So I'll show you which ones, and for these I count from the outside. So when I've got on here that it's die 7 and 8, I'm counting in from the edge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, actually it's this set. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 7 and 8 will be that one and that one. So if you want to work out what sizes I'm using, if you want to take a screenshot or just watch it back, and then you'll know which dies that I've used where. Right, so that's the layered differently dies. I'm also using the Sensational Stamens for the middles of my flowers. I'm using the Delightfully Dotty, and I'm also using the wire textures. Now the card that I'm using tonight is Air Force Blue and Ice White. And along with that I'm using Versifying Clair Nocturne and the Oxide Victorian Velvet. I know Phil used this last night, but I'd already got this prepped to do a YouTube video before he'd asked me to do the live. So unfortunately you've got the same colour scheme, but just proves like minds. Just trying to catch up with all. It should stay on the page, Helen. There's no reason why it shouldn't, unless Karen knows any different. I don't know whether they last a particular length of time or not, or whether they're kept forever. Right, okay, let's get on with the measurements. Right, we'll start with the Air Force Blue, and this one is 19 by 17.5, so 19 across by 17.5, and we're scoring at 1.5 here. You need one of those, and the score there, as you all know, if you watched me before, is, we'll score that, and that is the hinge to join that to the back piece, to the front piece. So your fold goes inside, so you could have that as the back or you could have that as the front, depending. That would be stuck to the front, or if you had it that way round, it would be stuck to the back. So I'm going to have this as my front piece. And you also need a piece that's 17.5 by 17.5. So let's put those over to one side. If you want a screenshot of the measurements, I can put those on the page. So what we're going to do with these is we're going to, let me get my dies ready, and we're going to use the elegant ones, which are these, and we're going to use die number 3. So remember, counting from the outside, 1, 2, so it's the largest one here, and this is where we're going to do the partial die cut. So what you do for a partial die cut is it just fits on there, and the point goes up to the edge, and I'll hold it in place with repositionable tape, and I'm going to bring my die cutting machine in. I don't know how successful this is going to be because I need the big die cut. Right, let's see whether this works. There we go, I've got it in place. Oh yeah, that fits under nicely, doesn't it? So what we're going to do with this is we only want to cut this edge. So what we're going to do is we're going to, can you still see me in there? Let's do it the other side because it's, sorry about this, I'm going to try and move you up so that I can get this in, because this is a crucial part of getting it done. So this is the outside edge of the card, and it's only that edge that you want to cut. So what you do with your plate is you put it so that it goes level. Can you see? So just here and just here is where you put your plate. You don't want it here because you don't want to cut that piece. You only want to cut this outside piece. Right, let me see if I can put this through. Can you all see what I'm doing? Hi, Lozzie. You can see, Helen. Ah, that's brilliant. So hopefully when we come to the other side, you'll see that it has just cut those bits off. You may get a little bit at the top and the bottom, but we can sort those out when we come to it. And then to match it on the other piece, line your pieces of card up, leave it in place on your first one so that you get it in the same place. I'm using Scotch repositionable tape just here, so you've got both pieces of card there at the same time. Oh good, Wilbur, I'm pleased that makes sense, because it's just so difficult to explain and get this under the the camera. So again, you're lining it up with the top points, and make sure you only cut that bit and wind it through. So it should have cut. There's a little bit here that hasn't. So what we can do is, I'm taking the top one off here, and if you put the die in place, you can feel where it sits. If you slide it over, it'll catch it and you'll get it in exactly the same place. Let me just put it down. There we go. And I'll just put that through again. Remember, it just wants to go to the points. And put that through. And that shall have cut the rest of it. And as you can see there, it has done. So we've got two pieces now. Let me move my machine out the way. Oh, need to be a weightlifter for this. Just making sure that my camera's still okay. And then you can remove your repositionable tape. And then you've got two pieces that are cut exactly the same. You may need to just trim the edges, but you shouldn't need to do too much. There you go. So what we can do now with that one is, I'll put that back on there, and we can stick these two pieces together. So add some glue onto the hinge. And add, making sure that they go the right way. Yes, you can do exactly the same on an electric machine, Christine. I just don't use an electric machine. I prefer using a manual one. But it's choice. It's choice. So there you go, and you've got the indent, and I've just joined it, and there's the hinge inside. It looks a bit yellowy on my screen. So if you've got anything that doesn't line up, this is where you can trim it to shape. There we go, only just a little bit. And right, then the next pieces. This one is 16.5 by 16.5, and you need two the same shape, and this is from the Ice White. And the die that I've used for this one is the next size down. So the next size down in that die, so it would be 1, 2, 3, die 4. And all I've done is put that on the edge again and die cut that exactly. Oh, you need new plates. I know, don't they get some use? Yes, Helen, yeah, it will. It'll fit into the indent when you put it on top. You just cut them both together so that you get an indent, so that when you cut your second piece, it's exactly in the same place. So that's all you do to get the two together. If you're lucky enough and the pressure's right on your machine, it'll cut through both. No worries, Kathleen, we've only just started. So we're using the next size down, so that it will actually fit and layer onto here. And this one we're going to put on the inside, and that's going to be where we write our sentiment. So we'll stick that in place. get that piece out the way. And I am using Phil's premium PVA glue. I just decant it into a smaller container so that I just get small amounts of glue. It's what works best for me. And then you should have an even border all the way round. There we go. So you can see that nicely layers up inside there, and then you can do your writing on there. So the next piece is the other 16.5 by 16.5, and again we've cut the second one, die 1, 2, 3, 4, out of the edge there to match the one that we put inside, and this is for the outside front. But what we've got to do on this one is to cut an aperture in there. I've done all of this ahead of time so that you've not got to see me keep bringing my die cutting machine in. So this one is die number 8 from the ornate rectangle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's the largest one from this set, and that's what I've used to cut that out. So that we can put to one side and use at another time. So that's die number 8 from the ornate rectangles. So we've now got that. I've already put it on foam tape, and we're going to stick that to the front there. But before we do that, I have die cut the wire texture die out of ice white card. Oh, where's the best place to get what from? The new plates? Nina, is that the new plates? Hi, Georgine. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this behind it. I don't know the best place to get them because my machine's only really new, so I don't know if you could answer that, Lozzie. Where would you get yours from? So let me just take the backing off all of these. Bear with me. Coming off better this time than it was in the summer. It was just sticking all over the place in the summer. The back wouldn't peel off. No, getting there. Do you think Phil's sitting there and he's got a face mask on and he's having a pedicure and, do you think? Or manicure, having a shave, sitting in the sauna? Right, so on the back of this piece, work out which one's the right way round. I'm just going to put this on the back there. And as you can see then, you can see the mesh through there. So I think we can now stick this on the front. There we go, put all the pieces in the bin. I have got a bin at the side of me, I'm not just chucking them on the floor. My big sticky pads, they're from Pink Frog. Grecian 2000. David, you'll be in trouble. Right, now the next one out of Air Force Blue. Let me get rid of this. We're using die 7 and 8 from the ornate rectangles. So which one? it's my ornate, that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I think I used the wrong one when I cut this one out. It should have been 7 and 8, but I used 7 and 9. So you've got that for the outside and that for the inside. Okay, so that's those two. On there and on there. I will show you again if you want to take a screenshot of what I've used. So that one over there, and this one we're going to put round this aperture here. So we put that one in place. I'm neglecting you all. I'm not looking, but I'm sure if there's any here. Ah, right, David. He won't hold it against you then. No, mine sometimes doesn't land in the bin, Jenny. Right, so this piece is going to fit round there like that. Put my lid on the glue before it dries up. So we've got more pieces now. So we've got die 8 and 9 from the ornate rectangle. So that's that one and that one. And what I do to hold them together is we're creating a frame to go round there this time. So I normally hold them together with repositionable tape so that you can get an equal gap all the way round, so that you've got an equal frame. So that's that when it's die cut, and then you've got the frame there, and that piece we are going to use later for the sentiment. So this one can be stuck on here, so we'll go ahead and do that. And the thing with the fine nozzle is that you can add just a small amount of glue round here. Oh, David, oh, you're a big spender, are you? And remember, with these dies, Phil has made them so that they only fit one way round. To stop all those naughty people copying. Oh, Wilbur, I know the feeling. I go to my mum's and she's 84, and she watches things on iPlayer and ITVX, and she says, I'm sure I've seen this one, and she's probably watching the first episodes, but however many times I tell her, I can't get her to understand that she has to go across and select the current series. So I feel for you, really do. But at least they're dealing with technology a little bit, aren't they? Right, so we're going to add some glitter round the edge here. Let me just get tidied my craft room up, and I'll put my piece of paper somewhere. Ah, there we go. So I am going to put some Diamond Dazzle around the outside, and again I'm just going round the edge here, and because you're all watching me, I'll go off the edge. Oh no, got a steady hand. It's like being on a roller coaster, isn't it, up and down the bumps. Oops, I did. I went off on the home straight and I go off the edge. There we go. Oh, thanks, Helen. Diamond Dazzle, you'll still be able to see the edges on this when the glue's dried, so yeah, you can see through it. You don't lose the detail from the dies. There we go, we've got a little bit of sparkle on there. You'll probably take more time doing it than me. Put that over there and put the lid back on. Oh, thank you, Susan. Oh, you've made one similar, have you, Jackie? I like construction, and I like trying to find something different that you can do with the dies. So I hope I've found something that I can show you that's different with this one. This is what we're going to use for the sentiment. So that's going to go on there. And a piece that we cut earlier is going to have the sentiment on there. So this one, oh look, I've nicely put foam tape on the back there. So shall I use foam tape or shall I? No, I'm actually going to use glue gel for this because we've got the different layers here. So I think it would be better if we do. Give it a try, Wilbur, if anybody has any problems. This is what I was saying the other night about the glue gel. I leave the silver foil on the top every time, and that just forms a plug in the end there so that it doesn't dry out. So we'll just add some glue gel, and we want it higher one end than the other because it's higher here and lower just here. So we need to deal with both, which is why I didn't use the foam tape. So the silver piece, squeeze it so that your glue's nearly coming out the top, and then place the silver back on top and screw. You can see that now. I'm just watching it as it comes up on my iPad. It's just that little bit. When we all do something different, when it's our turn to make art, it's only 8 friends that get together. Right, but at least you can get together and you can craft, can't you? So I'm going to line the point up there with the point here, and this side wants to be, you can see under there, can you see where it stands it up? Yeah. So this side it's not as high, and then this side is higher because you've got an indent just there. So as Phil does with his, I like to make sure that it's level. So we'll put the glue gel over there, and we'll bring a stamping platform in. Now I said last night that I'd got a trick for, let's move that out the way before I flatten it, for putting the sentiment on the card. Yeah, it really works, David. It really does. I've never really had one dry out and since I've been doing that. So I'm going to put that in there, and you'll all know if you've seen me before that I use a piece of acetate, because you never know whether your stamps have got any ink on them or not. And also, let me anchor this in place just in case we need to go back in. That's it, I'll just wedge it into the corner. You never know if you need to go back in and re-stamp it. So all I do is put it on the acetate, put the sentiments on the acetate. Let me lift it up for you. And you can see that I've got that there. I even put a clean piece of paper in the background for you. There you go. You can see that it's lined up. And then when you close it, before we go on, with the piece of acetate, you can move it round so that you can get it centred over your die cut. So that's what I find really useful. Try and avoid the glare. With the acetate, is that you can position it on there. Oh, that's great, Helen. Oh, my top tip bell. It's there, and there you go. Top tip, top tip. Thanks, Sue. So you can move it around and get it lined up, and you can stamp them all together. And then when you close it, you've got the grid work, or I have on mine, the grid work on here, so that you can make sure that they're straight. Right, we'll give this a go. Saying that, famous last words, and it won't be. So once you've got them stuck to the lid here, you can then remove the acetate and your piece of card is nice and clean. So let's put that there, and we'll ink this up. And what I'm going to put on this one is happy birthday to my beautiful Nan. And let me stamp it, and then I'll tell you which set it's from, what we're doing for time. There you go. And then you've got it straight. You can see there. And you've got them all in one go. I use my tweezers to help me position the stamps. Let me just find the set. You could see my work desk. I've got things all over the place. I've put it away. I can't remember which one it was, but they all came out of the same set. These are the last new ones. Oh, was that another top tip, Wilbur? This works for me. It may not work for you, but it works for me. I will clean that later. Right, so this piece, put my lid on my ink. This piece is going to go onto here. And I put on the back that it wants some foam tape, so we've had to put some foam tape on, haven't we? Oh, am I going to get another one there, or am I going to have to cut it? Probably going to have to cut it. And before we put this one on, there's another little bit of decoration that I'm going to do. With the texture die, you can see that it punches out. There's squares. Let me just have a drink. you can see here that you've got squares that come out in there. So I'm using these squares to add here for embellishment. So don't forget, don't throw away all of the bits that come out the middle. May seem a bit fiddly, but they add things to it. Oh, it's alive. And also something else that I've done is 2 pieces of embellishment. So you can see that there is the square there. Oh, do this one, the square there. Then you've got a little piece, a square, a little piece and a square. And that's all that is that's cut out of the wire texture die. And that's going to go up here and here. Okay, so I'm going to do this before I put it on my card, and I'm just going to use my glue. Here goes Sula, I'm using it, my pickup tool. I'm being a good girl. I'm going to lose that now. These may not be straight because I can't get my head over the top. All the things, well, majority of the things that come out the centre, you can use. So you just get more use out of your purchases. I know for some of you it might be tricky to do. And then all I'm going to do with this now is use a gem in the middle. So bear with me whilst I do the other side. And the gem that I've used is cornflower blue because it matches the Air Force blue card quite nicely. Oops. Come on. There we go. They do look like flowers, don't they? And you could add to them, you could do them in different colours. Which way's the right way? That way. Oops. Like I say, you can spend more time doing this. Oh, ping. There you go. Top tip. You can use the pieces that come out of your dies as well. So we just put that in there. And it looks really effective. Oh, I think so anyway. There you go. So you've got the squares on there now, and we just stuck a gem in the middle, and it just adds something to it. So I'll try and carefully, you could put glitter round the edge of these if you want to. I haven't done. And just remember that you've got the glue gel under there. And of course it didn't go in the right place. Why would it? There we go. And these 2 pieces, I know Phil doesn't do this, he puts it on his craft sheet. Right, which is the right way round, but I just press it onto my hand. And we are going to put it here. So we've used the waste out of, that way around, out of the texture die cut, and I just put mine into a little container here, and you've got all the different shapes. So you've got those that come out of one, and there's white squares. I keep these, and every now and again I look to see if I can use anything, but they're all really useful. Right, top on my glue. Now I did make some of my flowers in advance because I didn't want to spend time on a YouTube video colouring them in and everything, but I've left one that I'm going to do for you. So these are the flowers that we're going to be making, and as I said, I've used Victorian velvet, and the flower that I've used is the Delightfully Dotty. So you can see here that I've added the Victorian velvet in the middle and then just dragged it out, and then inside I've cut the Air Force blue stamen and then put a cornflower blue gem in the middle of it. So I've got those here ready to do. And where did I put my ink? Oh, there it is, right in front of me. Oh, it's, what did I call it? A wire dye, yeah. So all I'm going to do with this is I'm using the finger daubers because I find that you can get a precise amount in the middle, and put it round and round, and then just drag lightly out towards the edge. So again, round in the middle and drag it out lightly, so that it just colours the centre, and then you've got some colour on the points. So that was with Victorian velvet. This one's my favourite colour, and I think they go so well together. Let me just wipe that up. And shape the flowers. Where did I put my... There we go. So to shape it, same as we normally do, just with a ball tool, round on the backs. And then on the other side, just press in the middle. There we go. So that's shaped those up nicely. Put that to one side. Then these pieces are stuck together. You can choose which one that you think is your best one for on top if you want to, and offset them. Put a little bit of glue in the middle and just hold it in place for a little while. I know, Lozzie, I think it's my favourite colour. And then we're going to add the stamen. And you can see on here that it's one of the smaller ones that I've used. And that is the Sensational Stamens too. So I've got that cut out, and I'm just going to give that a little bit of a shape in the middle, just so that it curves up. Oh, bent them. And there we go. And then add some glue in the centre of the flower. The texture dyes are nice, yeah. And hold it in place and push it down, and you can pull the petals up at the same time whilst you're holding them in place. And then I've put one of the larger gems in the middle. These are the cornflower blue. So in the centre, push down. No, Wilbur, I wouldn't damage flowers. It came up all right. No flowers were harmed in the making of this card. Right, so we're going to use the glue gel to put the flowers on. So turn them over and add the glue gel to the back. Remember, don't throw away that piece of foil. So yeah, I am more gentle, Georgine. I'm not like that Mr. Martin. He always seems to decapitate something or pull a wing off, or doesn't he? Right, so again, the top tip for this is squeeze it so that you get it to the top. Put the foil on, press it down before you screw the top on. I'll just have one of them. Right, so we're going to place one of these over here. One just there. One matching it there. And another one at the side. And you can see that the petals nicely fit and mould into each other. So you can see there that they nicely fold into each other. And you can see the depth on that. And there you go, that's how you do your partial die cutting using the new dies. And you've got a piece in there to write your message on. Yeah, there was a lot of dings tonight, wasn't there? So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it made sense. If you've got any questions, please ask. If you want me to tell you which dies I used, let me know and I can list them for you. Remember, I count from the outside. So if I say die number 8, you know that I'm counting from the outside in. So hope you enjoy that. Hope you get to make it. Would love to see it in the group. And remember to watch Phil tomorrow on Hobby Maker. He's on at 1 o'clock till 3 o'clock and then 4 till 5. I'm pleased you've enjoyed it, Helen. Thanks everybody for watching me. I'll see what... oh, thanks, Sue. See what else I can come up with. And see when I can jump on, thanks Lozzie, again, and show you something different to do with your purchases. Right. I will see you all on, or not see you, I'll speak to you all on Thursday night during the happy hour. Oh no, Janice, well at least you can watch it on catch up, can't you? You're welcome, everybody. Okay, I'll leave you to your evenings. Look forward to seeing what you make and wishing Phil all the best for tomorrow, and I'm sure you all will be as well. Thanks for watching me. Thank you.